right, thanks. We're here with Michael Brower. Michael, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate the pre-race interview. I want you to let everybody know uh, how we are related in this venture besides running. And I'm going to explain something after that the running part came first. But go ahead and tell everybody what you're involved with and how it connects to the Ode race.
Absolutely. I am a co-founder, co-owner, and director of legal sales and marketing over at Pigeon Hill Brewing Company, based out of Muskegon, Michigan. And we're really excited, or I guess I'm really excited, to have some of our beer there for runners, because I know that I'm going to need it. So I'm glad it's going to be there for me.
Excellent. That's great. And we appreciate it so much. And I want everybody to know, because it's important to me that I make sure people understand how serious you are about this running and this race. When you started and got involved with the race and signed up, we had an unfortunate year last year. And you and I were having lots of conversations, email, electronically, and a lot of questions, answers, and discussions. That was great. And it never turned toward the business side till much later. Unfortunately, because of COVID, you didn't get to race last year, but we're happy to have you this year. So you've done a lot of ultra racing in the past, and I really love the picture that you've provided that we're going to use as the thumbnail for this. Tell me about that picture. What was going on right at that moment?
That picture was actually my second. Yeah, it was the second ascent up Rat Jaw last year. Actually, I think. So I'm wearing my personal sweat lodge here. Yeah, so double your pleasure, double your fun, 2 rats in 1. That was my second ascent up Rat Jaw, the infamous briar-infested climb at Barkley Fall Classic last year. And having done that race twice, I can say that the briars aren't always bad, but when they are, it's a game changer. I mean, I've never felt like I was being grabbed and thrown by briars, but the first ascent was like that. And then the second ascent, we had a pack of about 10 of us to start. And then it was probably 40 of us just alternating, beating back these briars as we tried to ascend Rat Jaw. And so we did end up beating down a path. So the second time I had to go and climb up, it was a lot more wide open, seemed a lot better. And then I got hit by a bee. And I'm allergic. Actually, it was a yellow jacket. I'm allergic to bees. So I grabbed my EpiPen out of my pack, and I've got maybe 100 yards to go. And I'm thinking to myself, if I hit myself with this, my heart's going to explode, because it's just pure adrenaline. So instead, I tied my leg off and just kept climbing as fast as I could and crested Rat Jaw, EpiPen in hand. And as soon as I was over the top, just popped myself.
Wow, that is scary. Quite a story.
Yeah.
How did that affect you then after? I mean, right there, you get that huge adrenaline rush. When you use an EpiPen, I'm not allergic, so I haven't done that. Do you have a huge crash then that follows that?
There is a crash. I was lucky. I think I had enough gas left in the tank. I had a lot more than I should have at the end of the race. So that helped me overcome it. I did end up getting held up at the med check. The next checkpoint, I was held up, and they made me sit for about 15 minutes. And so I lost a lot of my go juice waiting for them to clear me to keep running. But after that, I was in such a good mood. I had a little bit of that adrenaline left, and I ended up just cruising through the end of it. And I think a lot of it was the fact that I was in a good mood. I felt good. So I didn't really have that come down as bad as I might have.
Well, this is going to be a very informative interview. We have a lot of questions that we kind of have structured already, but I'm going to go somewhere else. And I hope people are watching you, because they're going to learn a couple things here. Number one, I'm noticing it already. This very narrow single track trail, one of the views is behind me, is already growing all of the bushes right into it. So it's hitting my shins all the time. And now I only do 1 lap at a time, and that's it. I'll be honest to all the runners. Paul, my buddy, and I that train all the time, we do multi-sport. We love running the loop. We've run it much as anybody that ever has, but we do it 1 at a time. And every time we finish one, we say, why in the heck would we run a second? you know, so you poor runners, but that's what you're here for. I can't imagine that those weeds and branches and they're pretty thick, hitting my shins lap after lap for 12 laps. So you probably want to consider tall socks, and if you're not a tall sock wearer, compression sleeves over your shins. That would be a good idea to have in case. Now, oftentimes it's trimmed by the park, and if it's been trimmed right before then, hey, we got a clear course. But I would have that just in case. It's certainly not like I've seen the ballistic hardware that you have to develop to run up rat jaw. People have some pretty ingenious things to try to get through there, don't they? I've seen they almost have like apps and crazy stuff going.
Oh yeah, I mean, I wear cap sleeves for most of the race. I bring arm sleeves that will just put on going down, like testicle spectacle. I might have put them on from part of Meth Lab last year because it was a little bit overgrown. And then generally I will for Rat Jaw. The second ascent I didn't. But then the gloves, I've used the same gloves both times now, but the way that I test gloves is I take them and I start jabbing them with a small knife just to see if I can feel it. And if I can feel it, they're ineffective. And it's actually pretty amazing how ineffective most gloves are.
Wow.
I mean, you have to be able to grab and pull and grab and push. So you need to think about that pressure against your hand.
You're not going to need that here. I can tell you that.
Perfect.
We've always survived every lap without gloves, although I used to fall about 50% of my laps. Now I probably fall 10% of my laps. Gloves would be good when you fall, kind of like a bike accident issue, but honestly, it's not worth wearing here on this course. This course is not like that. You don't have any significant bouldering. You don't have any significant hand grabs that you're going to need to do. It's rare that you're going to grab a tree. You might do it just to guide yourself through a narrow passage, but it's never going to be any force on your hand or anything dangerous. So you don't need gloves here. You probably need foot traction if we have rain. So don't forget winter foot traction. If it's wet and rainy, that could help you out in the mud. You brought up something else that I thought was important. It might not come to me. I wish I had written it down. But we'll if it comes back to me, I'll think about it. Let me ask you this: what so far? You're signed up for a backyard now. It's been a couple years coming. We've talked about it a lot on the phone. You're excited to try this format. What's the best piece of advice you've heard from anyone for the backyard format?
I guess it's probably three-part. And it's advice I've heard over and over. One is take your damn time. Two is eat. And three is don't forget to hydrate. You know, the food, the nutrition and the hydration are things that I think are easy to forget, especially, and this is something you and I actually discussed on the phone, the food. Those who are not used to running longer formats, maybe the same distance, but not the same time frame, might not really understand how much they need to eat. So for me, it's in my training, it's been, if I can eat, I eat. If I can handle the food, I take it in. If I can handle the water, I take it in. I'm always preparing for not the next lap, the next yard. I'm preparing for 10 out.
Yeah, that's great.
Not that I'll make it that far, but.
Well said. Well said. Well, but on any given day when you show up to the race, no matter how good of shape you're in, your body might be on an off day, right? And if it does, you're not going to get the most yards you might have been ready to be trained for. So you never know if that's going to happen. But if you don't do what you said, always plan for 10 out, then you're never going to find out that total limit, right? So you just want to try to eliminate that as one of the variables and get to that sweet spot of pain that we give you the opportunity to get to, that you find your own personal limit. I mean, it's astonishing how many people have personal bests here at this race. It's a difficult course, but it's a gorgeous course. It's a lot of fun. And people have their bests, and that's what we love. So we hope you have theirs. So you got to eat a lot. So that's a great piece of advice. If you could run with anyone in the world, it doesn't have to be at the Ode race. If you could run with anyone in the world, who would it be and why?
Either Robbins or Sabe, probably. But if I had to pick just one, I would pick Gary Robbins. And I did, because he inspired me to actually get into ultra running. Yeah, I've had the luck of talking to him a few times just by email. He did some really nice stuff for one of my brewers who got me into ultra running. But in terms of inspiration, Gary has been a huge inspiration to me, especially when I've faced defeat and injury and had to think about coming back from that. So I would love to share a few miles with him.
That's cool. Well, that'd be nice to get Gary out. I really fell in love with the ultra world. I got a sense of it doing some of the longer stuff around here. But when I crewed for a good friend of mine that did the ultra equivalent, say, of multi-sport, Ultraman Florida and Ultraman World Championship, that was spectacular. And Gary's part of that family. He has a long history in the ultra triathlon. Yeah. So that'd be cool if we could get him out here to the Ode to Laz. Why don't you have him if you know him, have him contact me. We'll get him out here to do a few laps.
His company is actually Ryan Kerrigan is my coach. I guess I probably should have said Ryan, but the Ridgeline Athletics through Gary. So I'll send Ryan a message, be like, hey, how many sessions do I have to sign up for? Let's get Gary out here.
There you go. There you go.
We'll show him how we do in Michigan.
So hydration, I think that was it. The other thing, I'm happy that we're going to have your beers here. I'm very excited for that. I've tried a few. They're very good. We'll from here to the race, we're going to make sure we try to get folks out to see them at the local outlet where they can buy them. I know you can get online and find out where your product is sold, but I love it. I love your can designs. I love the names. If you look at the personality of the Ode, it fits great with your beer. So we couldn't be more happy. It's going to be great to have them there. I don't think the racers understand totally yet. It might have been mentioned a little bit. I'm not going to go into it here. I don't think they understand yet how they're going to get presented the opportunity to have the beers, but we're going to have a lot of fun with that. So let me ask you a few. Well, first of all, I think I probably told you this on the phone, so you might have had an unfair advantage. But if you have to think about, you had to answer in a survey, what's your stretch goal and what's your minimum goal, right? It's probably not good in a backyard ultra to set a goal. I don't encourage people that. And I guess I'm now even thinking of why I keep doing that in the survey. There's a reason for it. It's probably evilness. But it's better to never have a goal in your mind. But do you know how much, if I throw away the optimistic goal as total rubbish, and I take just the minimum that people feel is the absolute minimum they're going to get, do you know how much they overestimate their laps that they'll achieve if they have not been to the Ode before?
How many hours? How many yards?
Percentage-wise, how far do they overestimate how far they're really going to go?
75%?
Not 40.
40, okay. Yeah, I guess I'm the cynic.
I'm glad you prepared yourself for the 75. That's a good approach.
Yeah.
I think you're going to do great. What's your favorite band?
My favorite band? Oh my gosh. It depends on the day. I listen to a lot of Grizz and Elton John and Hamilton when I run. Queen is up there, 9 Inch Nails, Rage Against the Machine. If I'm going for jazz, it's going to be Chet Baker. So.
All right. Oh, there you go. What's your favorite ice cream?
I'm lactose intolerant, so
don't have any.
Anything without milk.
Anything. Cousin Eddie or Clark Griswold?
Clark Griswold.
Chatty or not chatty during the race?
It varies. Depends on how I'm doing.
Swedish Fish or Sour Patch Kids?
Sour Patch Kids.
Well done, medium or rare?
Oh, extra rare.
Porta John or Bushes?
1 or 2.
Well, we didn't specify. You got to pick.
It seems like it's normally Bushes, but I don't mind a Porta John when I can get one.
We'll have plenty of bushes around here. You can see it behind me. It's almost all wooded, so you'll be in good shape.
Yeah. My training has been a lot of look for a building I can duck behind because I'm out on city roads in the middle of the night a lot. So.
Oh boy, you're doing the night racing, because you really do have to acclimatize. Is that the way to pronounce that word? Your body to exercising at night when it's normally your sleep cycle. So I'm glad you're doing that. That's another great tip. Boy, this might go down as one of the most informative interviews if the racers will take the chance and read things on Facebook and watch these on
Right.
YouTube, they'll learn a lot. So, favorite donut?
Ooh, probably a Long John.
Little Debbie or Mr. Kipling's?
That's I don't even know what Mr. Kipling's is, but Little Debbie oatmeal cream pies, just like the beer. That's our new
There
label.
you go. So tell me, what is your favorite beer of the beers that you brew?
Again, varies wildly. This time of year, generally Catalina Mexican lager. It's named after my wife, Alana Catalina. Just a nice, easy drinking Mexican style lager.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. I'll tell you, I at the May race overnight, we had the beer ice cold, and we did some sampling with the scorers and a few of the other race crew there, not the runners, and I really enjoyed that salted caramel. That felt like I was having a great snack.
That new label's coming out soon too.
Oh, excellent, excellent. That's great. That's great.
Yeah, that one really.
Thank you so much for spending the time.
Absolutely.
You have the right to ask me a question. I can't answer who my prediction is for who will win. I won't go there, but I'll try to answer any other question you have.
Favorite band?
Pink Floyd.
Good answer. Favorite ice cream?
It takes me about a millisecond.
Yeah.
That'll never change for me.
Favorite ice cream?
Oh, you're going with double questions. Okay. Coffee. Keep going.
Coffee is an ice cream? I didn't even know.
Sure.
All right, that's fine. What's your longest run?
Mine?
You're a biker more than a runner.
31
right?
miles. Yeah, I'm a biker.
Okay.
31 miles, longest run.
Well, it's for a biker, that's not bad. Y'all normally go
It has
2 or
a
3
terrible
miles and
back.
call it a day.
For a biker with a bad back, that only felt like 300 miles. So,
Yeah.
but it is what it is. So I enjoy.
Yeah. Hey, we do what we can.
Right. Well, Michael, thank you. I look forward to seeing you here in person, and I'd love to be able to run with you someday. Maybe I'll even get my act in gear and be able to run a little bit at the race with everybody. I'm not sure, but I am going to be near the great display of Pigeon Hill Brews at the start-finish line, at the cabin start-finish line, and I cannot wait to see what's going to go on there with that. So we
It's gonna be
appreciate your
fun.
support, and I can't wait to see you enjoy the Ode course.
Hopefully I'm still standing after Hots. As long as I'm still moving, we're gonna have a lot of fun. Otherwise, I'm
Yeah,
just gonna sit and drink the beer, and we're gonna have fun anyways.
That's gonna be difficult to do this after that, but as long as you can do one lap and enjoy it, you've earned the right to be part of the Ode family.
That'll be good.
Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you.